Hello guys, welcome to CAD Engine tutorials on ArchiCAD. In the last video we handled the morph tool, and in this video we will be handling the object tool. So before we start, I would like you to subscribe and hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up so that we can progress and let alone grow from what you are learning in these tutorial videos on CAD Engine tutorials channel. So let's get to that. We are on the object tool, and this is the object tool of ArchiCAD. Now if you double click on this or type Ctrl T, which is the shortcut button, let me double click, this window will pop up, and here is where you will see everything you will see about the object. Now in the ArchiCAD, these are the libraries that we have in ArchiCAD. We have furnishes, windows, building structures, special constructions, mechanical, 2D elements, visualization, and add-on. Here we are where the furnishes window, where you have appliances like, let me see, these are the subfolders, and ArchiCAD has objects that will help you make your presentation in your floor plan and your 3D to be more presentable. And in here we will be dealing with a lot of objects, but I will focus more on the mainly used objects, which are the libraries of the couches. We'll be focusing on the couches and sofas, then the beds and the cabinets. Those are the objects we will be focusing on in this video, and in our next video we will be handling the visualization, which is the site improvement, which we will talk about the garden, so that we will know how to edit the 3 models that we have in ArchiCAD. But for now, let's handle the beds, the cabinets, and the couches and sofas, which are the mostly used objects in ArchiCAD. So let's get to that. Let's start with beds. Now beds in ArchiCAD library, we have different types of beds and some other things. This one is for babies bed or children bed, but this one is the one that we mostly use in the rooms, which is this one, the double bed. This is it. So here every object has its own settings, and each object you click has a settings. Here, this is the settings. If I go to cabinets and click this one, it will show you this settings for that one. Any one you click, it has its own settings here. So let's get to beds. We will have the bed settings. From this one you can set other objects with the 3D view, so that I'll just give you the highlight of what you are going to be doing, so that if you do it, you won't have any other problems in ArchiCAD. So let's go. This is the object settings. Here the headboard can be either style 1, style 2, and each of these objects are fully editable. There are maybe subtypes of that particular object. You can have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of an object inside one object. And that's one thing I like about ArchiCAD. So this headboard is this stuff here, so you can choose position, whether on both sides or on the front or on the side or on the rear. On the front or on the rear is either it shows here or both sides. So you can choose the height, you can choose the headboard edge. Yes, it will have headboard edge. That is, if you go behind the bed, you can see the headboard edge, that little projection there. So that's the headboard edge. All these things you can change them. You can change the height of the mattress. You can change it to, let me see, 180. It can go higher. Now it will go higher or go lower. You can change the radius and the distance from edge. All of this you can change it. Now the support frame type. Support frame type. If it's on frame, then this is the frame. This is the frame now. This is the frame. If it is on frame, you won't see any leg. That is why the leg style is shut down. It is not on. If you, when you put it to leg, the leg now will not open. for you to select different types of legs that are available for use here. And you can change the material of the legs to any material you want. Select any material here, select any material here, the frame type, then the height, you can change it. The height of the legs, it can be changed. Then symbol type, you can select from each of the symbols here. This one is the one that is mostly used on ArchiCAD, on 2D drawings, on paper pencil work. So here we'll look at this on another video, because here are the pen types that will make your work look very presentable, like when you are drawing on paper. So you have the resolution of the object itself. If you take a look at here we have the views of this one. This is the plan, this is the elevation, the front view, and this is the 3D. That is if you want to see your object. Now for the resolution, if you look here, you will see that there are bricks. This curve is not a smooth curve, it has edges here, 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 and here. So if we want to see a smooth curve, we now increase the resolution. Like this is in 8, let's increase it to 60 so that you can see a smoother curve. Have you seen it now? Now the edges have disappeared. You're no longer seeing those edges. We now have a smoother curve. That is the resolution we are talking about. So, and now you can change the surfaces of the bed. You can change the mattress to, let me say this one, so that it will look more like a textile. So that is that for beds. This one is the side stool for beds. And like I said, one object can add another subtype, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like up to 12, depending. It depends. Like this one now has another subtype. This one is closed and the other one is open. You can select each one, any one you want, then make the setting, the adjustable settings here, the style, whether you need a cornice, you need a base. Now this is the object we are talking about. If you select the other subtype, you will see that the other one will be open. So that is it. You can say I don't need cornice. You can say this will disappear. I don't need cornice. Those are the little settings that I don't need a base. You can uncheck that. Don't need a base. It will just appear like this. So these are the small adjustments, small settings that will do in. You can set the cornice type, and the base type, like we did in the bed. Now all these things are just the little adjustments. The drawer, I can set the drawer type of the drawer type. So these are the things I told you. The knob type, you can set it. This is the one I need, this is the one I don't need. All right, so that is that. And here we come here in a separate video when we will be handling pens. So that is that for beds for now. And let's go to cabinets and shelves. Before we come to sofas. So cabinets and shelves, all these ones are cabinets, normal cabinets. If you go to their settings, you can set the height of this one, then the height of how many shelves you want them to be. You can calculate the height and know how many shelves they will come out. Then the thickness of each divider in the shelf, the thickness of the legs, thickness of the thickness of the cornice, then the length of the cornice, how projected it is going to be. So that is what you are going to be doing. All these vertical panels, you can change it to 2. You can change it to 2 so that this one will now come out 2. You can change it to 3, 4, 5. All these things are just little settings you do in ArchiCAD objects. Because if we start handling it now, in 3 months we will not handle ArchiCAD objects, because there are numerous objects, up to 10,000 of objects. So each of them has all these settings you can choose from. Set the height, set the material you want them to be. Now, of all these objects, the one that attracts me, is the one that we have the name as the flexible shelf. This one, the flexible shelf, that one is the one you can edit anyhow in your 3D or in your elevation. This one, this wardrobe modular 2, you can select a number of models, number of doors, number of door and the type, their type, their frame type. This modular whatever, this one has a door, this one has a door, is this very long and tall wardrobe that you can use for in the rooms. So, and this one is the nominal wardrobe that you normally use, nominal wardrobe. So this wardrobe variable is the one that you have a wardrobe on top and then drawers down. So, but the one that impresses me most is this flexible shelf. So the flexible shelf is in the sense that this can be editable, it can be adjusted like in the 3D or in the elevation. Now for you to adjust it, you can have like, let me say 8 here and then 5 here. Let's just use this one now, or let me put 5 here and then 8. All right, now let me check this one. Okay, so let's use this one. Let me just put this one here. So let's go to the 3D window, and then we have this. This is what we have now. Now for us to edit this stuff, maybe there is something here and you don't want this shelf to be touching it, you can, in these nodes, you can see where there are green nodes or purple nodes, all these little things. Those are the things that you can use to edit it. Maybe there is something here and you don't want this shelf to touch it. Now you can click here, go to the move node and then adjust. Have you seen this? So this is one that impresses me most. Maybe there is another thing you can just adjust. So that is why it is called the flexible shelf. You can adjust it to anyhow you want. So that is why it's called the flexible shelf. You can adjust it to any height and any dimension you want. Suppose so long as you have a good number of shelves, you can adjust so that it suits your beauty. Let's go to couches and sofas. Now for couches and sofas, all these couches have their unique way, but let's focus on this sofa 20. Sofa 20 has subtypes, so that is one we will be focusing on now. So sofa 20 has subtypes. As you can see, sofa style, if you click here you see other sofa styles. You can select each and any one of them. Now you can see the leg types. You can select anyone that suits you, change the material and change the material of the legs. So you can set the number of seats. As you can see here, we have only 2 seats. You can change the number of seats to 3. You can change the number of seats to 3. Sorry. You can change the number of seats to 3 or 1. It depending on that. So that is that for. We will come to when we will be presenting, making a good presentation, then we will know how to display all of these skills to give us a very good look. So here, remember the resolution. The 3D detail level will always remain detailed. Don't put it to sample or off unless you don't want to see it in 3D. You off it, or maybe your laptop is not as heavy as that, has got these dedicated laptops, then you can leave it to simple. This is how it's going to look like in simple, like this. And you don't want this, so you leave it in detailed. So that is that for couches and sofas. Now let me handle this one and this one, this one and this one. Sofa set, this one is the one that goes in curves, and this one is the one that goes in right angles. Now let me handle this one that goes in curves so that we can proceed. Now this one has the unit type standard, curved, and curved B. This one is the standard for straight. If you want it to be going straight, or if you want it to go in, if we don't want curves, you can use this one. This one is for the curve A, the one for edge, where this one is for the curve B, curving inside, and this one is curving outside. Now you can select the leg type. Now for this one, look at the floor plan so that we can, this one is just box, then this one is the one that is curved inside curve, and this one is the one that curved outside. You understand? Outside curve. So that is that. If you use this one, let me just make a quick walk about this one, if time will permit me. This is it. Then you can select this one, drag a copy of that, and then you can change it to the one with internal curve. Have you seen it? So if you look at the 3D, this is how it is going to look like. So that is that for that one, while that one of the one that is not curved will show you. Now you can take this one and make it into the other type that you normally, that is curving into the outside, that has the outside curve. The other one that has the outside curve, so that it will now look like this in the 3D. Now this is how it's going to look like in the 3D. Now you just have to set them one by one after the other, so that you get a smooth curve that you want, a smoother curve that you want. So this is how it is going to look like in the 3D window. So that is that. Let me just undo that. Let me just delete that. So in the couches and sofas, so that is that. And in this one, you see that this has standard end corner and then puff, which you have. This one is for the one that you just go straight. This one is for the right end. This one you can also mirror it to be the left end, and then you use this one for the corner in the sense that, let's just set the one that has the straight, the standard. Then we'll copy that and then make it the one that has the corner. Then you copy this again. Let me just mirror a copy from here. Then let's just drag a copy again, then mirror it again. We can make these two to be the ones of end, so that if you go to the 3D window, this is how the sitting arrangement is going to look like. Now that is it. You just have to tweak the whole thing by yourself a little bit so that you can get what you want. like I said, the other one is based on curves, but this one is based on right angles. You can change the movement of your seat to go like this and even go like that way. So that is that for today's tutorial on objects which are based on the couches, the sofas, the beds and the cabinets. And I think by now you can do a good 3D presentation based on couches, sofas and beds using ArchiCAD libraries and objects. So thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe. If you learned a lot, if you learned something, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.